Did you know that your pancreas, though small, plays a huge role in your body's ability to enjoy the food you love? But what happens when the foods you eat are the ones hurting this vital organ? Welcome to our channel, where we're zooming in on the pancreas, an organ critical for digestion and blood sugar regulation. Today we're uncovering the top 10 worst foods for your pancreas and why you might want to think twice before indulging in them. Stay tuned as we unveil the culprits. Culprit number 1, fatty foods. First on our blacklist are fatty foods. These are not just your obvious culprits like greasy burgers and buttery pastries. We're talking about foods high in animal fats, such as certain cuts of red meat and full-fat dairy products. They might be the staples of your diet, but they're also on the pancreas's most wanted list for all the wrong reasons. Studies have shown that diets high in animal fats can lead to an increased risk of pancreatitis, an inflammation of the pancreas that can become chronic and debilitating. Dr. Howard E. Lewin suggests that during an attack of acute pancreatitis, it's best to limit fats as they can be harder to digest. But why exactly are these fatty foods so harmful? When consumed in excess, they require your pancreas to produce more digestive enzymes to break down the fat. This overstimulation can lead to inflammation, and over time, can cause the pancreas to become less effective at its job. Moreover, a fatty pancreas is not just a theory. A study published in Nature linked pancreatic fat to metabolic syndrome and impaired glucose metabolism, conditions that can lead to type 2 diabetes mellitus. Another research piece in The Lancet highlighted the global prevalence of fatty change of the pancreas and its association with major pancreatic diseases. So what can you do? It's simple. Start by reducing your intake of these fatty foes. Opt for lean meats and switch to low-fat or non-fat dairy options. Your pancreas will thank you for it. Culprit number 2, sugary foods. Now let's sweeten the pot, or should we? Sugar, that delightful crystal that dances on our taste buds, can lead a sinister tango with our pancreas. Imagine a world where every dessert comes with a hidden cost, not just to your waistline but to your pancreas. Sugary foods, those tempting treats that promise instant gratification, are actually Trojan horses for your pancreatic health. Research has been piling up against these sweet villains. A study published in the BMJ suggests that high dietary sugar consumption is linked to a range of harmful health outcomes, including a significant risk of pancreatic cancer. Another study in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute found that diets high in glycemic load may increase the risk of pancreatic cancer, especially among individuals with insulin resistance. But why are sugary foods a problem? When you consume sugar, your pancreas has to release insulin to manage the spike in blood glucose. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, and in some cases, it can be a step towards diabetes. The pancreas, overworked and overwhelmed, becomes vulnerable to disease. Consider this: a diet high in sugar doesn't just affect your pancreas, it's a domino effect that can disrupt your entire metabolic system. Preclinical studies have shown that high sucrose diets activate pathways that can lead to inflammation and metabolic disorders, which are risk factors for various cancers. So what's the takeaway? Moderation is key. Enjoy your sweets, but remember, your pancreas doesn't have a sweet tooth. Culprit number 3, fried foods. The sizzle of a frying pan, the aroma of cooking oil. It's a sensory experience many of us relish. But could this culinary delight be disguising a threat to our pancreatic health? Let's turn up the heat and talk about fried foods. They're crispy, they're convenient, and they're comforting. But beneath that golden exterior lies a potential risk to our pancreas. Recent studies have sparked a debate on the impact of fried foods on pancreatic health. One large prospective multi-center study suggested that while deep-fried foods might not be as harmful as once thought, the overall consumption of fried foods should still be approached with caution. The concern lies in the fact that frying food can alter its nutritional composition, potentially leading to the formation of harmful compounds. These can increase oxidative stress and inflammation, which are known risk factors for pancreatic diseases. Interestingly, the same study found that chip consumption, often associated with deep-fried foods, was inversely related to the risk of pancreatic cancer. This unexpected finding highlights the complexity of nutritional epidemiology and the need for further research to understand these associations fully. So, what's the takeaway? Again, moderation is key. Enjoy your fried favorites sparingly, and when you do, opt for healthier cooking oils and methods. Culprit number 4, processed foods. As we navigate the aisles of our local grocery store, we're bombarded with an array of processed food options. But what cost does convenience carry for our pancreatic health? These items are not only easy on the wallet and quick on the plate, but they also pose a complex puzzle for our pancreas. An umbrella review of epidemiological meta-analyses has highlighted the adverse health outcomes associated with ultra-processed food exposure, including a potential increase in pancreatic health risks. Moreover, a meta-analysis has pointed out that consumption of red and processed meats may elevate the risk of pancreatic cancer, possibly due to harmful compounds like heterocyclic amines and N-nitroso compounds. Yet, The intricate dance between diet and health continues to baffle scientists. Some studies suggest that certain processed foods might have a less detrimental impact than previously thought, while others reaffirm the need for caution. The message is clear. While processed foods might offer convenience, they come with a caveat. It's essential to understand their impact on our health and make informed choices. Culprit number 5, alcohol. Alcohol consumption is a significant risk factor for both acute and chronic pancreatitis. A study published in GastroHep Advances emphasized that heavy alcohol consumption is associated with acute and repeated episodes of pancreatitis. It highlighted the importance of early intervention to prevent disease progression. A systematic review and meta-analysis found that the risk of pancreatitis increases monotonically with the amount of alcohol consumed, particularly beyond 40 grams per day in women and at higher levels in men. Another meta-analysis concluded that heavy alcohol use, defined as more than 20 drinks per week, significantly increases the risk of pancreatic disease. The 2020-2025 Dietary Guidelines for Americans recommend moderation in alcohol intake to reduce the risk of alcohol-related harms, including pancreatitis. For men, this means limiting alcohol to 2 drinks or less per day, and for women 1 drink or less per day. Culprit number 6, refined carbs. Refined carbohydrates, often found in processed foods like white bread, pastries, and other baked goods, have undergone processing that removes the bran and germ from the grain. This process strips away essential nutrients, including fiber, vitamins, and minerals, leaving behind what many refer to as empty calories. The consumption of these refined carbs can lead to rapid spikes in blood sugar levels, which in turn prompts the pancreas to release insulin to manage the glucose entering the bloodstream. Over time, this can lead to what is colloquially known as pancreas fatigue, where the pancreas is overworked due to the constant demand to produce insulin. This condition is not a medically recognized term, but is used to describe the stress put on the pancreas by frequent sharp fluctuations in blood sugar levels. Research indicates that a diet high in refined carbohydrates may increase the risk of developing insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes. Additionally, refined carbs are linked to other health issues such as obesity and cardiovascular disease due to their low nutritional value and impact on satiety. Studies suggest that replacing refined carbohydrates with whole grains can be beneficial for overall health. Whole grains are rich in fiber and nutrients and are digested more slowly, leading to a more gradual rise in blood sugar and a reduced strain on the pancreas. In summary, opting for whole grains over refined carbohydrates can contribute to better pancreas health and reduce the risk of associated health complications. Culprit number 7, dairy. Dairy products are a staple in many diets, offering essential nutrients like calcium, protein, and vitamins. However, the type of dairy consumed can make a significant difference to our health. High-fat dairy products, such as full-fat cheese, cream, and butter, are rich in saturated fats. When we consume high-fat foods, the pancreas has to work overtime to produce enough enzymes for digestion. This can lead to pancreas stress and inflammation, known as pancreatitis. A diet high in fatty foods has been linked to an increased severity of pancreatitis symptoms. Studies suggest that individuals with pancreatitis who consume a diet rich in fats, particularly from meat and dairy, may experience more severe symptoms. In the context of pancreatitis, a low-fat diet is often recommended to manage the condition. The National Pancreas Foundation suggests limiting fat intake to 50 grams per day for those with chronic pancreatitis, and some may need to reduce it even further. This is because high-fat dairy products can exacerbate the workload on the pancreas, potentially leading to inflammation and pain. So how can we enjoy dairy without overburdening our pancreas? The key lies in moderation and choosing low-fat options. Low-fat milk, yogurt, and cheese can provide the same beneficial nutrients without the added stress on the pancreas. Additionally, incorporating plant-based alternatives like almond or soy milk can diversify our nutrient intake while being gentler on the digestive system. So there you have it, the top 10 worst foods for your pancreas. Remember, taking care of your pancreas means taking care of your whole body. Your diet plays a crucial role in your health, so choose wisely. For more health tips and tricks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, eat smart and stay healthy.